for Tenkati next year to maybe do a full season.
Interesting to see if Eugene Laverty can convert this. He must have a few worries on his mind at the moment with Michael Laverty, but Michael Laverty, we're told, he's okay, but he won't be allowed to ride again today. And Ben Bostrom, by the way, has a possible broken toe and he's got a bit of a sore back, but they're both reasonably okay, but they won't be riding.
Supersport, of course, at Brands Hatch, not Silverstone.
So, they go green. Who's he going to be in the Cops for the first time? That's a great start from 77 Jamie Robinson, but it's Stuart Easton who makes the cut with the Paget bikes on the outside, and that's awkward at Cops. Hopefully they'll all make it through. I always hold my breath at that point, just in case someone slides into view. Great start for the Scots. Jonesy in second place from the second row of the grid.
Well, he said he'd lead at some point, and he's nearly there already.
Never any doubt. Look at that, straight up underneath.
Confidence.
He is so natural on a motorcycle. He's unbelievable naturally on a motorcycle. He's overtaken Stuart Easton already on bike number 3. 77 is Jamie Robinson, of course, as they flip-flop through the chicane. But
great shot there, great shot.
Craig Jones, just superb. Here comes Cammy up. Cammy up the inside now of Jamie Robinson, the ex-Grand Prix rider.
Nice pass there from Cammy, and got a good exit as well.
Yeah, well, the old Paget's bikes, they nail them together quite well up in Batley, don't they? But the North Point Engage Nokia-sponsored Honda is out front at the moment. Gary Eckerold, the team manager. Cal Crutchlow is Craig Jones's teammate. Crutchlow frightened the life out of me when I watched him in warm-up. He was using all the way. Oh, great stuff there.
Yeah, Cammy not hanging about there. Nailed Stuart Easton there into left field.
I think nailed was the operative word. I mean, he just squirted it between the two apexes and made Stuart Easton look a bit slack, to be frank.
Well, Craig Jones lost Jamie Robinson underneath Stuart Easton.
Not taking any prisoners in this Supersport race, and this is only the opening lap.
Lots of passing going on.
Crutchlow now having a look round the outside as well. That's Cal Crutchlow trying to go round the outside of Easton, still leading his 18. Jones from Leon Cameo, from Jamie Robinson, from Stuart Easton, then Cal Crutchlow on bike 35. Craig Jones on bike 4 is there in 6th place.
Craig Jones looks like he's got qualifying rubber on, just away there. Second into turn 1, got to the front, and he's gone.
Yeah, that's what worries me about your comment. If he looks like he's got qualifying rubber on there, what will it be like at the end of 20 laps?
Very soft, but he said it's going to be a Pirelli day today, and well, Pirelli Metzler is pretty much the same product.
99 a faller, Daniel Fowler in the Supersports Cup race. The Kawasaki just falling over at Woodcut, the chicane, but he's okay. So, oh, here comes Perry. Oh, Perry Reba nearly found himself nailed to the rear end of number 3, Stuart Easton, but he's still got under Cal Crutchlow. Reba looking like a man that wants a few results on the MSS Kawasaki.
Yeah, determined ever. Of course, he had a one-off run out at Brands World Superbike on a Bertocchi Kawasaki, standing in for Samkini, who was injured.
Interestingly, Julian Da Costa was sitting back in his old Essex camp with Perry Reba earlier on today. Now then, what's this all going to be about? This is going to be oh, Crutchlow duffs up Reba. I mean, he made Reba look like an amateur just there.
Well, there was half a gap there and Cal Crutchlow was in it. Cal Crutchlow, of course, competed here at the World Round, at Supersport Round, at Silverstone, and
both suffering clutch problems, both him and Craig Jones.
Yeah, both DNFs.
It was really unfortunate. Through goes Jones, through goes Cameo, through goes Jamie Robinson, then it's Stuart Easton, then it is Cal Crutchlow on that bike 35, second in your picture. Look at the corner speed through there. Crutchlow, well, if that equates down the front straight here to Maggot's corner, which it nearly did, I have to say that was a lot of corner speed he was carrying there.
And that's one fast corner.
And that's one good Ducati in fast corners. That's where that motorbike really settles nicely.
Yeah, Eugene Laverty there, down in 7th position, not converting his pole position into a place at the front at the moment, but certainly making good progress.
No jump starts, it says on my monitor. And here comes Eugene Laverty looking for a way past Perry Reba. Perry Reba looking for the inside of Cal Crutchlow. Crutchlow almost overshoots. And, well, that was courtesy of Stuart Easton. Stuart Easton is slack into Abbey. He really is just a little early on the brakes when they run into Abbey Corner, and they're all falling over his rear wheel.
Well, it could be just the pressure on his wrist there. We know his Ducati, that 749R Ducati, is a very fast motorcycle, maybe just struggling a little bit when he's got pressure on his wrists.
So 71, Lee Longdon has gone down at Brooklands, but he's absolutely okay. Meanwhile, we keep an eye on this little battle that's going on here. It is a real scratch. Crutchlow goes through, forces his way underneath Easton. Perry Reba still holds on to that place at the moment there on the MSS Discovery Kawasaki. Then it is Cal Crutchlow on the other North Point Honda Engage Nokia sponsored bike. Then it is the Red Bull Rookie Honda sponsored motorcycle of Eugene Laverty, the pole man. Jones, Camia. Then it's Robinson. Then it's this battle for fourth place of Reba on bike number 4 and Cal Crutchlow bike 35. 50 is Laverty. Look who's coming through to play with Laverty as well. Rob Frost.
Well,
how much are you going to enjoy
well,
that?
I was actually keeping my eye on Julian Da Costa. He's making good progress as well, but Rob Frost, always worth keeping your eye on him.
Through goes Craig Jones. Well, it's about time Jonesy had a win. It's been on. In fact, I've looked down here, he hasn't won a race this year. I can't believe he led the championship. If he manages to make this right to the end, it will be his first race win in the British Supersport Series. That is incredible.
He was leading at Snetterton.
Yes. Well, I hope you're not making the same analogy in this race.
Not at all, not at all. I'm sure he's learned from that mistake and won't do it again this season. But 2.2 seconds a lead he has at the moment.
Huge. 1:29.637, the fastest lap. He already holds the lap record here, Craig Jones, on this track at 1:29.027. So he's 0.6 of a second outside of his own lap record. So clearly he knows his way around here. Clearly he's confident. We saw that from his first lap passing manoeuvre. And I've got to say, he predicted that Pirelli would be the tyre. Of course, they're Metzler sponsored. Metzler and Pirelli, well, they're stablemates, really, aren't they? The same manufacturer, slightly different type of tyre. But won't hold it against him if he's got a Pirelli on when he's headlining Metzler.
He's certainly away with this one. And Craig Jones's riding style, perfect for that complex part of this Silverstone International circuit.
Aggressive, forceful, reversing the thing in on the brakes. Completely the opposite to what this guy does. Perry Reba, classic style, slightly older man. It's rude really, isn't it? But he is. 35 Cal Crutchlow, another 20-year-old stuck behind Perry Reba, who is 30 plus, of course. And Eugene Laverty behind them. Oof, go on, Perry, give it some.
Nasty wiggle there. You're accelerating out of that corner there and trying to change direction at the same point, and just upsets the balance of the bike. You see a little bit of a head shake there from number 4 Perry Reba.
Julian Da Costa is up to 8th place on the TAS Suzuki. Julian Da Costa, the Frenchman that swapped teams as Tom Sykes went out after injury, and Da Costa has brought him from the sidelines on bike 86. He's up to 8th place at the moment, in front of Stuart Easton now. There it is.
Cal Crutchlow mega aggressive in the opening laps, but just having to settle down a little bit now, a little bit wide there following Perry Reba.
Craig Jones, well, I got a text message from Ben Atkins. Good afternoon, Ben, from home. Remember Ben Atkins, the Reve Red Bull team owner. He texted me just before we came on air and said he felt that it was Craig's day today. So obviously the old boy knows what he's talking about.
Felt it in his water.
He'll give me a slap for that for sure.
Well, he wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. So Craig Jones, well, we've got a little while to go.
Oh, Cal Crutchlow's got a problem.
Who's got a problem?
Cal Crutchlow had his hand up.
Well, we've got Russell Nash with a black and orange flag warning that he's got an oil smoke problem. Oh, Crutchlow goes out.
Red flag.
Red flag is out. There's oil on the tracks, and this is the epicentre for any motorcycle racer. And this is the restart of the Metabo British Supersports race. Whole shot. Who is it going to be? 77 gets a great fire, but it looks to me, again, Jonesy, and I think round the outside is Cal Crutchlow.
Teammate Cal Crutchlow in third.
The third place, yes he does. But it looked like Jonesy that got an absolute flyer there. Yes, it was.
Jamie Robinson second, followed by Jay Vincent, I think.
Surely not. I'll tell you what, Jay Vincent has done a hell of a job now. It's tall, isn't it, for Camia? I was going to say Jay Vincent is diminutive, whereas Camia is taller than me. Through goes Jonesy, through goes Robinson, through goes Camia. Perry Reba back in something like 6th place, the Spaniard. He's got a bit of work. Oh, and that's
Eugene Laverty. Yeah. Fast kink onto the back straight, very fast corner.
Yeah, it's just knocked him a bit
Laverty's having a bad day.
Very bad day. Michael Laverty, of course, crashing and now out of today's racing in the Bennett's British Superbike race. First thing.
Matt Llewellyn just rejoining the track there on the build base.
Digby Knotts is here as well. Digby Knotts sponsored that bike along with Bill Bass.
I would imagine that'll be at least the safety car.
Well, I don't know. They've got
he's up. That's good.
Hang on. Who's that?
That's Eugene Laverty.
Yeah, for a moment I thought that was somebody else's helmet. I reckon. Never mind. I'll shut myself up. Easton has just been done over by Cal Crutchlow. You saw it there. Jay Vincent just got his nose pinched into that section. But out front, it is Craig Jones looking to build on the advantage he has from pole position. Jamie Robinson looking to catch the youngster in front of him. Jamie Robinson, what is he now? 28 years old compared with the 20 years old of your race leader Craig Jones. And then it's Leon Camier in third place on bike number 2. Then it's 35. Jones's teammate Cal Crutchlow. Up behind him, Stuart Easton on bike number 3. Perry Reaver in 6th place on bike number 4. Then it's Rob Frost, bike number 75.
Yellow flag on the approach to Beckett, so there'll be no passing there.
Quite right too. Don't want to encourage these youngsters. They'll all be out of order. It's Crutchlow, I think we've got to watch it, O'Neill. Just have a feeling about Cal Crutchlow. It's either going to do something dramatically good or dramatically spectacular.
Well, he's on his spare bike now, so hopefully that's not saying I'm of any disadvantage. Completely different lines down here into Abbey.
Jonesy's decided to go over it the once. In fact, I think Jonesy can get away without actually having to go on it at all.
Yeah, quite smart that. Yeah. Completely different train of thought there. And not a defensive line. He's actually leaving the door wide open, but he's confident he has that gap.
Craig Jones at bridge onto Priory corner. The left-hander at Priory. We're looking at one of the artistes as far as I'm concerned. Leon Camier. Love the way that young man rides. Classy style. Big lad now, 6'2". Stands a couple of inches taller than I do. It's unusual for a motorcycle racer to be. You've got John Kirkham. He's another tall rider, of course. We'll be seeing him again in race 2 of the British Superbikes. Oh, I thought he was going to have a go at that gap then, because it looked like Jamie Robinson was a bit slack in the
there was contact there between Crutchlow and Perry Reaver.
Perry Reaver shoving it into Crutchlow, and no advantage there at all, because he's lost a load of time coming out onto the front straight here. Through has gone Jones. A 1 second lead for Craig Jones over Jamie Robinson, the 77 bike, in second place. Let's take another look at this.
Yeah, middle of the chicane there. Reaver a little bit wide. Oh yeah, Cal Crutchlow didn't show any mercy there at all.
Stuart Easton, a spectator behind Perry Reaver. But Reaver won't be put off by that. He seems to be back to the kind of form we'd expect him to be on, but he really needs some race wins for his own mental satisfaction, I believe. I'll tell you what,
brave man there.
Leon Camier just was going to stay right on that line, and Jamie Robinson, slightly older stager, was taking the less brave route.
That is so tricky, because that cement dust is exactly where you do your big chunk of braking, where the majority of the weight's on the front wheel, the front tyre of the bike. You really have to squeeze on the brakes, but you know that surface is not 100% grippy.
If it wasn't for Craig Jones, this would be a hell of a Supersport race. And Leon Camier, he's good at that little nip and tuck right in between the two corners. Priory and Brooklands just manages to get the squirt on that Paget's Honda. And Jamie Robinson finding himself relegated. And now it's Cal Crutchlow that's after Robinson, not to mention Perry Reaver. Still off the front, though, by just over a second. Craig Jones. Be interesting to see what his lead is at this point.
Yeah, that's one part of the track where Leon Camier's size definitely gives an advantage. He can crawl all over that bike, he can hold the bike up and get his knee out. A lot like Valentino Rossi, really can use his body weight and the size of his body to muscle that bike around.
I'll tell you what, it's quite hard to understand how it works, but of course Camier moved up into second place.
Nice move from Jamie Robinson.
Oh, and back again from Leon Camier.
Bit of paint swapping going on there. Cal Crutchlow gets even closer.
I'll tell you what, it'll teach me to look down at my paperwork to come up with a nice neat stat, won't it, when there's this kind of action going on.
That was a brave move from Jamie Robinson. He had a nice slipstream up to the Beckett section of the racetrack and just ducked underneath Leon Camier, but Leon Camier wasn't having any of it.
It's just what Jonesy wants, is this lot tripping each other up while he's off the front, of course. I think the most tentative into here is Jamie Robinson. He really is very careful on that cement dust. Cal Crutchlow behind him isn't, and neither is the man in front of him, Leon Camier. So I think Jamie Robinson, his slowest part on the course is definitely through that oil. Camier has the fastest lap of the race, 1:30.1, and that is quite a long way outside of Craig Jones's lap record from last year. And we have a retirement. Matt Llewellyn has retired to the pits. We saw him doing a dirt tracking excursion a little bit earlier on when Eugene Laverty chucked it up the road. So Matt Llewellyn is taking no further part in this. The Bill-based bike's been parked.
Stuart Easton having a better ride in this second race here. Sixth position, hanging on a bit better than he was in the first part when he dropped all the way down to ninth position.
Well, Take a look at this coming down into here. Jamie Robinson had got a great line, but look at Camille lunging at him up the inside. Well, I got it the second time. I was paying attention then.
Yeah, brave movement there. Brave manoeuvre from both these guys.
Jones has a 1.1 second lead now over Camille in second place. Can Camille do anything about it? As they go through Ireland, flip-flop, and then on to the back straight. Tell you the other thing I notice about these Supersports bikes, they sound even better than the super bikes.
Just took the thoughts right out of my mind. I know we were listening earlier on and commenting on.
Crutchlow.
There goes Crutchlow. He's got to go wide.
You're right.
He's pulling it back and he doesn't care.
But there's more or less a block pass from the outside line, which you wouldn't have thought he was actually capable of doing, but he did it anyway. Yeah. Jamie Robinson's just a bit shy into that turn.
Yeah, and who can blame him? I guess out of all these guys, probably the most experienced, or certainly been around the longest. And
take another look at this then.
Into Abbey here. Jamie Robinson on line, Carl Crutchlow not on the brakes.
And he still manages to just turn it. Jamie Robinson should have had that back.
Yeah, he needs to open the throttle and just jam it up the inside. But
I'll tell you what, I don't want to frighten you, but we've got another bike being black and orange flag for oil smoke. It is Mike Goodfellow. Mike Goodfellow on a Honda. He's got a, there's the black and orange flag. So Mike Goodfellow has got to pull in for inspection because he's smoking a little bit apparently. And that's what started our earlier disaster.
Let's hope he can get off the track as soon as possible.
Well, he won't come off until he comes in the pit lane for a look. That's what he's scheduled to do. He's got a black and orange flag.
Yeah, we're just talking about the sound of these bikes. They're such high revving little motors, 16,000, 17,000 RPM. They really squeeze every ounce of horsepower out of the 600cc engines. Fantastic little bikes, sound brilliant.
Cal Crutchlow in third place just puts up the fastest lap of the race so far, just about 9/10 of a second outside the lap record, and they're all catching Craig Jones. Jonesy is the slowest man on the track out of the top three at the moment. And again, Jamie Wright, he's all at sea there, isn't he? He doesn't know how to handle Abbey at all. He's really having a right old problem getting into that turn. It's putting him right off the thought of slipping down on that oil. Well, mind you, it would, wouldn't it, really?
His brain's telling him he shouldn't be braking late in that oil, and then his eyes are telling him everyone else is, but he's just not got it completely sus, but brilliant everywhere else.
I'll tell you what, Craig Jones has got to watch out. He's being closed down by Leon Camille. Leon Camille is dragging Cal Crutchlow along with him, and indeed Perry Reba on the Kawasaki. This is shaping up. We are only halfway through this 12-lap restart.
Yeah, it could be the point where these D28 Dunlops are coming into play.
Well, Clive Paget said that they expected their tyre to work later in the race. I asked Steve Parrish, who was reporting in pit lane, whether he thought that the Dunlops weren't going to be able to get up to speed quick enough to be on turns with the Metzler Pirellis. A question answered, I feel.
Yeah, well, Clive Paget gave his best explanation, and as Craig Jones says, Clive isn't on the bike, but Clive does know a thing or two.
Jonesy's just responded. Oh, what was that from Cal Crutchlow?
Well, I think that was a fast motorcycle and a very brave passing manoeuvre, but Camille seemed to be losing out at the top of the hill there, whether it's a horsepower thing.
Do you know, I need another set of eyes, you know, because as soon as I look at different monitors, something happens. I was about to say that Jonesy just put in his fastest lap of the race last time round the race leader, but still going quicker than that. Reba has gone even faster. 1:29.5. He's getting close to lap record time. The MSS Discovery Kawasaki there on bike number 4 with the Spaniard on it is riding absolutely brilliant, and he's closed right up now on the second and third place men. This could be a real battle for second place in a minute. That is assuming that Jonesy is controlling things out front.
Well, you said Perry Reba was back on form, put a few personal domestic problems behind him, and now totally focused.
And you know what? His dad's watching back in Spain. The first thing Perry Reba ever says to me is hello, and then what channel's it on?
Good to see his dad's got Sky Sports back down there.
Perry Reba Senior, good afternoon to you. Apparently doesn't speak English, so he wouldn't understand mine anyway. Hola, straight through, underneath, at the hairpin. Perry Reba goes forward and into second place. Third place, sorry, Nick Morgan of the MSS part of the Discovery Kawasaki team is going to have another grey hair because they are so deserving of a race win. Take a look at this.
Nice pass. Just a little nudge there. Leon Camille nudged out the way.
I think Camille saw him coming actually and just gave him enough room. Discretion, the better part of valour in a race that's still got another, 6 laps to go.
Well, just when I said the Dunlops are coming on strong, we've got a 1-2-3 Metzler Pirelli combination.
Reba flip-flop, flip-flop. I'll tell you what, the other thing is that Kawasaki sings. It sounds so
Fast,
strong when it's on the nail. It really is going. So we've got the two N-Gage Nokia-sponsored Hondas out front of the MSS Discovery Kawasaki from the Paget's of Batley Honda behind them. That is Leon Camier on bike number 2. In front of him, bike number 4 of Reba, and then it is 18 leading from 35, his teammate Cal Crutchlow. So Craig Jones still hanging in there, but he won't be happy to see Cal Crutchlow, because Cal Crutchlow, these two have been at it for years. They're both a similar age. Cal Crutchlow just a bit shy of his 20th birthday, and certainly Jonesy has got a real battle on his hands here.
Yeah, you mentioned the Kawasaki. That is such a sweet water. It's a brilliant bike to ride. It just sings almost like a two-stroke.
What are they?
Two strokes, long gone. Long gone. Proper bikes.
Yeah, proper bikes.
Proper bikes, proper noise.
Over the line then. Reba the fastest lap. What's it going to be now? Jones, 1:30.366. He needs to put in faster laps than that. 1:29.9 for Crutchlow. Reba 1:29.7. Craig Jones is being caught by the second and third place men. Hand over fist as it goes at the moment. Julian De Costa, for those of you interested in the Frenchman, the bike number 86 is up to 7th place, and he really has had no time on that motorcycle at all, and very little time even in the dry qualifying session yesterday. So the Frenchman is doing brilliantly in 7th place at the moment. 18 and 35, the both N-Gage Nokia sponsored Hondas.
That last lap, Cal Crutchlow's teammate, Craig Jones' teammate Cal Crutchlow was 4/10 of a second quicker, so he's got some time on him.
And Camier put his personal best of the race in last lap as well. Number 2, Leon Camier, he's in 4th place at the minute. He needs to put together a couple of good laps. Jamie Robinson's still behind him on bike 77.
Terry Reba was the fastest man on the track on that last lap.
Again, Reba not on lap record pace, but not far off of it. The two N-Gage Hondas out front. Gary Eckerold, son of the famous John Eckerold, manages this Honda team. But Reba, managed by Stuart Simmons and some bloke called Nick Morgan, infamous by rights.
Well, there goes Terry Reba.
I tell you what, he's found his way through that chicane, and he likes that on Cal Crutchlow.
He likes that pass.
Might give Craig Jones a bit of a breathing space at the moment. Cal Crutchlow won't be happy with that, and we know Cal Crutchlow is a fighter. So watch out, Perry. Let's take another look at it.
Into the final chicane here. Terry Reba, nice pass.
Yeah, unless it was done to you.
Yeah, nice pass for him.
I can just hear you bitching about it now. So Cal Crutchlow out back in 3rd place. I can't say anything nasty about you, can I? You got your son here to beat me up. Craig Jones still leads by 0.6 of a second as they crossed the line last time. Doesn't look like that out on the track though, does it? Reba is on a charge. Can't tell you what this will mean as far as everybody's concerned today, because if Reba manages to pull off a win here, this is going to be a juke in the braking area, and I'll tell you what, Reba is going to ease up on Cal Crutchlow. He put himself in a stupid position, Cal Crutchlow, there, because Reba has shown himself to be a bit of a strong arm in this afternoon's race, and Crutchlow put himself in a very vulnerable position and has let through Camier, who's immediately gone back under bridge, but Camier even had a little look through as well at the time.
Well, we know Terry Reba can be the fastest man on the track with a clear track, and that's exactly what he's got now. He's got a gap between himself and Cal Crutchlow, and he just he's closer to Craig Jones, who's closer. You've got to say he's going to have a go. You've got to say he's going to have a go, and I was about to say that if Perry Reba manages to win this, this has ramifications for all of us here in the pit lane. And his favourite passing manoeuvre. Like I was saying, ramifications means that we'll have to drink long into the night with the MSS Discovery team, who will be buying the drinks, I'm absolutely sure. Brilliant, right? It's a great little team, and Reba has gone through to lead. And really, you've got to say the ex-World Supersport star on this kind of form is going to take some beating. When did he last win a race? Was it Snetterton last year? I have to tell you, I'm struggling to think he won a race at Snetterton last year. I think it was there or thereabouts, but I don't have it in front of me, and I'm not going to go through all the paperwork. Perry Reba is in front. Perry Reba qualified that motorcycle in 6th place and came in with his head shaken from side to side like he wasn't happy. And this is what I will say about Perry Reba, this is the first race this year he's properly raced. Because he just seemed to be shy of battling with these youngsters. But suddenly today at Silverstone here, he's a believer. It's a World Championship track. Perhaps that's got something to do with it. Well, maybe riding that Superbike Kawasaki up Brands Hatch has given them a new lease of life. Certainly coming back to 600, it'll feel like a little toy.
underneath.
Craig Jones hasn't given up. He's not happy with that.
No, he's not going to be, is he? He's not going to want somebody that's like Perry Reba, a former world Supersport star. Came to the series last year, was retained by MSS Discovery this year. Has had a very dull year by his standards and theirs.
Well, certainly MSS team Discovery deserve a win.
They discovered a win, perhaps here. Oh, Jonesy, he was lunging that Woodcut chicane. We're on lap 11 of 12, soon to start the last lap. That's going to be scary.
This is going to be good.
This is the one that counts. Leon Camier in fourth place. Is he out of it, or is he? If these three wipe themselves out, Camier can still win it. Jones looks at the inside of Copse. Surely not there. So fast going in there. It runs right out wide.
Jonesy should be close here, because one small mistake and Cal Crutchlow will be pouncing.
I tell you what, Reba had a good look underneath him just then. Jonesy is holding it now. This is where Jonesy's good on the brakes. Look at Crutchlow having a lunge at the rear end of...
Crutchlow's going to be thinking about it coming into the Abbey hairpin.
Well,
he's been
for sure.
strong there.
I think that's where, well, he's strong there, but Reba nudged him out last time. If Reba has an intelligent line down into Abbey, that is where the two Honda boys are going to have to work hard. You're going to hold on to your hats here, everybody, because here we come across the old Reba has got, look at Camier as well. Jones is going up the inside. There's no way that he's not going to go up the inside. Reba cuts inside him and grabs it back.
Yes.
Perry Reba gets it. I can hear Nick Morgan shouting now. There he is, grey hair and the glasses on his head. His kids at home will be watching this for sure. He'll have no hair like us soon. Through
Craig Jones is brave. They'll watch Craig Jones into Priory.
He's definitely going to go for it at Priory, but if he runs out wide, Reba is going to be back at Brooklyn. This is a superb finish to the Supersports race. Look at Camier there. Top five are on top of each other.
Jamie Robinson right on the back of that bunch.
Indeed. This is going to be it. It's going to be a lunge at the chicane. The Woodcut chicane is where it's all going to happen. Who's it going to be? Is he going to... Yes, he's going to go up the inside. No, that's intelligent from Reba. He blocked him out on the inside line. Jones is going to have to finish second. Perry Reba wins for MSS Discovery. Kawasaki, Stuart Simmons and Nick Morgan. All the money, all the effort they put in is worth it. Perry Reba, the winner. Craig Jones thwarted in his effort, but that will be great for his championship, of course. Craig Jones grabs back 20 points. Cal Crutchlow, his teammate, in third place. Leon Camier slipped into fourth place in the end. Good ride from Jamie Robinson, although I know he's not going to be happy with finishing fifth. Stuart Easton, damage limitation, sixth place for him. A superb seventh place for the TAS Suzuki newcomer, Julian DaCosta, in his first ever ride on that bike. And Simon Andrews there in eighth place. Rob Frost comes through in ninth. Jay Vincent, the other Paget's Honda, in 10th place. Steve Neate, Tom Tunstall, Martin Jessup, Andy Weymouth and Gary Johnson are your